Hey guys, trust you're doing amazing. My name is Prakash Sunkara. I've been into this field of digital marketing since last 11 years now. Today we're going to talk about online lead generation strategy. So it is all about generating leads online irrespective of the business. I'm quite excited and I'm sure even you are excited out here. So let's get it going. So in the next set of slides, we're going to talk about consumer behavior across each stage of the sales funnel and respective marketing strategies and tactics. Stage one. So this is where you end up getting a visitor. So here we're going to learn about what does it take to get a qualified visitor to the website. A visitor would become lead. So we would talk about the strategies that should be used to convert a visitor to a lead. A lead would become an opportunity in stage three. So that's where we talk about what strategies should be used to convert a marketing or a sales qualified lead to an opportunity. Last but not least, the opportunity becomes your client, and we are going to talk about how to delight your clients and make sure that they become your brand advocates. Now, here is a quick sales funnel for your reference. So you have four different stages as you are aware of. It is awareness followed by interest followed by desire and action. So every customer before they convert, they fall across each of these sales funnel. All right, now let us take a dive and understand what is involved under the sales funnel awareness. So here is the consumer behavior real quick. So this is where in this stage the need arises and the prospect they perform an initial research. Okay, there's the possible sources of this research could be Google search engine. They're going to touch base with their counterparts, their family friends, their peers at work, and subconscious recall. So they might be aware of the brand somehow, and then they get the name from their subconscious level. All right, and they also leverage on directories. So under awareness, these are the most possible sources wherein a prospect is most likely to go ahead and then look out. Alright, similarly, under interest, the consumer behavior would be different. Alright, so in this particular stage of the funnel, the prospect will have a list of companies handy and he will be looking out for specific information about the company. Alright, and the possible specifics could be the capabilities of the company, it could be the culture of the company, it could be the credibility of the company, and it could be about the thought leadership. Alright, they would want to understand how exactly are these guys, is this brand different from other players out there. All right, because in order to make an informed decision they would need a lot of content out there. All right, so thought leadership plays a crucial role. We'll take a deep dive into it and then understand what is involved across each of these stages, so stay tuned. Desire. Now this is where the prospect will collect RFPs, RFIs from vendors for evaluation, right? So the decision is most likely to be influenced by the company portfolio, your product or service portfolio, on your projections, the estimates that you give, and also the engagement model. Have you wanted to associate with the client? So whether that's going to be a full-time resource, a dedicated resource for the client, or would that be a retainer model? So there are like many factors out there. So last but not least, under action, those this is where your prospect would become your client and all the stakeholders they agree towards the roles and responsibilities, the escalation metrics, and the service level agreement. Now let us understand the marketing strategies across each of these sales funnel. Under awareness, the marketing strategy that you're going to go ahead with would be pull marketing and push marketing. Pull marketing is where someone would have a need. They go on Google, they go on directories, they touch base with prospects or their peers or counterparts. They get the brands from their subconscious level, right? So you cater your brand out there. So when someone is looking for a product or service on Google, you rank over the top and then you capture that lead. So that's pull marketing. So you are addressing to a need. Similarly, push marketing is where you fish for the fishes. You understand various demographics of your prospects. You understand where they are going, and then you push your advertising out there. You push your ads out there. All right. So here are the strategies. We are going to take a deep dive again. You need not have to worry about it, but at a quick glance, under pull marketing, you're going to talk about search engine optimization. You could go ahead with search engine marketing. You could go ahead with directory submissions. You might want to create your presence on various directories. Local directories in US could be, it could be Craigslist. You might want to create your presence in Yellow Pages. Out here in India, top directories are Just Dial. So most of the people they leverage on Just Dial till date, and you might want to leverage on social listening and engagement as well. So this is where you listen to the conversations online. So when people touch base with their peers and counterparts, so they also tend to go publish on their Facebook or LinkedIn account wherein they say, hey, you know what, I'm looking for a best agency in California and New York, all right, and Bangalore, in Mumbai. So if you listen to that chatter, if you are the first one to listen to that, probably it would give you an edge on going ahead and then sucking a chord with them, right? So you could knock the deal, you could touch base with them, initiate a dialogue, and then you could convert them. So that's pretty much about the strategies under awareness. Then comes interest. So here the marketing strategy would be content generation. So when the prospects, they are like looking out for specific information, so you've got to make sure that you have it handy on your website, on your social media. You have it on world wide web in form of online publications or editorial publications and review sites. Your presence should be felt on review sites, because when someone would go ahead and then type a brand name on Google, out of the top 10 results on page one, you tend to view review sites like Glassdoor, or it could be Indeed. So, based on the nature of business, there are like various review sites out there. So, it is quite important for you to create your presence out there and maintain some great ratings, which is 4.5 plus. Then comes desire. This is where you retarget people based on lead score. Now, leads would be segmented under two categories: marketing qualified lead and sales qualified lead. Now, it purely depends on the visitor footprint, what sort of engagement that the visitor has got with your website, with your brand, how far that the negotiations have went. So, based on that, you classify them under these segments and then target them appropriately. So if a lead that falls under a marketing qualified lead, then your approach would be totally different. You might want to educate them with special offers, with educational content. And if the lead would fall under the sales qualified lead, you might want to talk about some special offers out there. Now let us take a deep dive into the last stage, which is action. So once the opportunity becomes your client, your aim should be to delight them. All right. So you do that with client engagement activities and personal connect. Now, let us take a deep dive into each of these marketing strategies and then see what is involved. All right, now we will get on to awareness stage, and full marketing is explained here. Now, let us take a dive into search engine optimization. Now, here you need subject matter expertise. So, search engine optimization is certainly not a rocket science, but then there is science involved. So, it is about giving frequent signals to Google with authoritative content in order to rank for qualified keywords. All right. So, the top activities you might want to leverage on in order to rank off the top would be link building. So it is still active since a decade now. So most of the people, they debate that link building is quite dead, but then you've got to do it in a particular way. So there is a bit of a science involved in link building on like what sort of domains you're targeting and then getting a link back. Forum participation. So this is where you talk about thought leadership. So you might want to be known as a industry expert out there, right? So the top forums could be Quora out there. You might want to leverage on some blogs as well. Why not? So based on your industry, you might want to pick the forums and then create your presence out there and then interact with the community. Okay, so that would eventually make sure that your brand would get visibility and it would give you a boost on organic rankings front. Content generation and marketing. So you've got to generate great content around your products and services and then market it. So not just for the heck of it, but then you've got to make sure that your content has that meat in it. All right. So people should find some takeaway out of your content. Coming down to search engine marketing. So this is where a bit of subject matter expertise and media spend is involved. All right. So you target qualified keywords, you bid them, you rank over the top, you get people to your website. So that's pretty much about it. So it's quite simple as it is. So there are like three ways to go about with search engine marketing. You could go with exclusive Google search campaigns, wherein you rank only search networks. You could target search plus display networks and display networks exclusively. Then comes directories. So as stated earlier, so it is about identifying top local directories in your country where prospects are most likely to hook out, looking for agencies and then create your presence out there. Okay, so there are like free and then paid directories. You might want to just identify the top directories and then create your presence. Then comes social listening and engagement. So this is where you would need access to applications like Salesforce Social Studio or Meltwater or Season or Sprinkler for that matter. So there are like many social listening applications out there. You might want to just go and then take a license so that you configure your brand there and then understand what are people talking about your brand, what are people talking about your competitors, and then go engage with respective chatter and then see if you could leverage on opportunities. Okay, so you identify the direct opportunities online and be the first one to engage. So listen to the prospects and interact as a subject matter expert. For an instance, if someone is talking negative about your competitors, stating that someone is not happy with a project management tool, if you're in the business of IT solutions, then probably you might want to go and then strike some negotiation out there, stating that, hey, you know what, we have got some best solution for you. You might want to try it out absolutely free, or probably you might want to give them some pilots. Okay, so this way you could leverage on the online chatter and then convert it to an opportunity. Well, that's pretty much about pull marketing. Now, let us take a look at push marketing. There you go. So display advertising. So this is where a bit of media spend is involved. So you identify qualified placements and you render your ads. Okay, so this is pure branding activity wherein the cost per click is going to be very less and leads are not guaranteed here. So it is about creating a perception at your prospect subconscious level, right? So in future they could become your clients or they would become your connects. If someone is asking them about, say, if you are into an IT solution, if you are into an IT company, if someone is asking for best IT company, then yeah, your name should come in their mind. So what sort of campaigns you run, so that's something that would drive this branding for you. Facebook marketing. Now, this is one of the best ways of getting your display advertising done. So, media spend is involved out here. You identify specific demographics of the prospects and render your ads. Let's say, for example, if you are into a restaurant business or a hotel industry, okay, and you might want to target people on Facebook who are approaching towards their birthday in next 1 week. Why not? They might want to throw a party. So, you might want to target people who live in and around your restaurant and you might want to give them some special offers. If you are into an IT segment, you might want to target HR out there, HR of various companies. You might want to target CTOs. You might want to target the technical managers, technical assistants out there working for different companies. Okay, and if you are into an insurance segment and you wanted to target exclusive companies, you could also do that. So sky is not the limit when it comes to display advertising. So based on various demographics, you could identify your prospects and then target them. Similarly, you could push your campaigns on LinkedIn. So again, depending on the nature of business, you will have to choose these marketing channels. Now on LinkedIn, you really can't go and then target anybody. If you are into an hotel industry, if you target people on LinkedIn, it doesn't look good. They get annoyed. But if your objective is to sell a project management tool, all right, to a task management tool or a software solution for that matter, then probably you might want to leverage on LinkedIn because the people out there are quite serious, right? So you target people on their job titles, you can target people on like where exactly they're working on, and then you could see how you could explore some synergies there. Well, that's about LinkedIn, and then comes email marketing. So this is where you need a license to access a tool, and you need quite good database. All right. So once you have that, you could create your presence. You could push your emails to your qualified prospects, and then see to that you nurture them eventually, so that they become your clients in future, or they become your connect. So once again, push marketing is pure branding activity, and then you can't expect leads out there. But then it would influence the decisions, right, in future. But you can't ignore it. You will have to do that along with pull marketing activities. That's pretty much about the sales funnel awareness. Now let's get on to interest and then understand what exactly is the content generation activities we are talking about here. So the website. So website here you need subject matter expertise. So prospects they make an informed decision only after consuming details or information about your brand, right? So the things that they look at on your website would be testimonials. You need not have to get surprised if someone is giving a call back to your client out there, the testimonial listed and inquiring about you, because before they associate with you, they would want to know everything about you, right? Because time is very precious, time is money. Thought leadership, they might want to look at some insights, some white papers, blogs on your website. So this is something that would be a boost that would really influence the decision of your prospects out there. And accomplishment, some sort of case studies and success stories would certainly help on your website. So this is something that you might want to generate on your website, and this is going to influence the decision. This is how you generate leads. So you need not have to get surprised if you don't, you get qualified traffic, but then they don't convert because they don't have anything to interact or engage with on your website. Social media. Now, people, before they make an informed decision, they would want to understand your social persona as well. So, under social, say on Facebook, they might want to check the culture of the company. They might want to check the community size and the engagement level. They might want to understand like how your community is like engaging with you, what sort of content you generate. So that's something that really speaks out. So even in B2B business, so Facebook happens to be one of the top influential channels out there. So people do go ahead and then check the brand's Facebook account and then understand what sort of content they are publishing, right? So this is sort of a survey that has been rolled out by HubSpot out there. They have rolled out a survey across millions, and then they have found that Facebook is still one of the top influencing social channels. So similarly, you would have a different strategy for LinkedIn. You would have a different strategy for YouTube. You'll have a different strategy for Twitter. Citations, you can't ignore them, right? So you need media spend and subject matter expertise. You might want to create your presence on World Wide Web. So apart from your social channels, your website, your blogs, people should be talking about you. So it, that's where brand could make some informed decision, right? Okay, these are the people who are like watching for this particular brand. So let us go ahead and then review it. Let us just check it out what people are talking about your brand. So that would allow them in making an informed decision. That would influence their decision capabilities, right? So here you might want to leverage on some paid publications. You might want to create your presence on Wikipedia, because you see that when someone would type a brand name, if at all they have a Wikipedia account, it ranks over the top. All right. So on page one, if you have your website ranking on the top, you have your review sites, Glassdoor, Indeed, and all, wherein like people they're giving you great reviews. You have your Google Plus account, wherein you have your reviews out there. You have your Wikipedia account ranking on the top. So if the top five positions or the major real estate is like occupied by your own websites, if it is like inclined towards your brand, if it is like pro your brand, then automatically it would create an impression, right? It's going to influence people's decision. So it is important that you create your citations. So go talk to Times of India, go talk to New York Times, and then create your presence baselining on your geography, on where exactly your brand is like present. You might want to just talk to some publications out there and then create your presence. Then comes review sites. We can't ignore it anymore. So just in case if you have some negative reviews and your rating is like poor, you might want to farm the reviews. So there is like science involved. So most of the people they just go, they sit in front of the computer, they create some fake accounts, and then they manipulate the reviews. That's not done. So Google is going to penalize you for sure, because it would understand where exactly you're sitting from based on your IP address, and it could easily trace you out. So there is a way to it. I'm going to cover that in next set of videos that I'm going to launch. So I would say stay tuned. Well, that's about it. Now let us take a deep dive into the sales funnel desire and understand about retargeting. So the marketing qualified lead, there are like two types here. So there are like two stages in marketing qualified lead. One is like early stage wherein people they just take your portfolio and then they are still in the research phase. So the sort of content that they would want to go through so would be like some sort of a list. Okay, so for an example, the list of things that you might want to look at when you're picking up an digital marketing agency. All right, if someone is looking for an agency. So if we take the same classic example and then look out across various aspects covered here. So how to identify the top digital marketing agency in 2020. All right, FAQs. What are the five things that you should question your digital marketing agency before you associate with them? All right. So best of what are the best of the digital marketing agencies out there in India, out there in US. Okay, so something like that. So you might want to create your presence across news. You should have some question answers related sections on your website as well. That would create a great impact. Then opinion. People would want to go ahead and then look into opinions of other people out there, right, online. So you might want to create your presence there, where like some thought leaders or influencers are talking about you, and curated. So people would love to read some curated content. So better you have some guest bloggers write about you. Okay, they might want to write about some curated article or curated list of activities wherein you might want to consider before you are choosing an agency for your brand. All right, something like that. So on the second level, on the marketing qualified lead, so here you might want to nurture them with ebooks. You might want to nurture them with some resource base that includes white papers, checklists. All right, so infographics. You might want to conduct some webinars so that you help them understand that you know what you're dealing with, and you really care about your business and theirs. So you might want to talk about some case studies there. You might want to publish some comparison checklists. All right. So once people would get access to all this information and you keep nurturing them with this information, automatically they would move from marketing qualified lead to a sales qualified lead. Once they move here, you might want to nurture them or condition them with a free audit report. Why not? You might want to say, hey, you know what? You might want to get a free audit report from us so that you could gauge us more. You might want to talk about your success stories of similar industries so that you could give a little push out there so that they convert from opportunity to client. All right. You might want to extend a free pilot campaign as well. Why not? And you might want to extend some discounts just in case if you feel that the association is really going to fetch a great value in future. So I would say go ahead and then extend some discounts and then onboard the client. Well, that's about it. So this is how you retarget them. You retarget your marketing qualified leads and sales qualified lead, and ensure that you onboard the client. So once clients takes an action, so you've got to delight them. Now, what is involved? Client engagement. So this is where you churn out some review reports for them. You talk about some health metrics that you define early stage, and then you make sure that the project health is hale and hearty. You roll out customer satisfaction forms out there, and then you see to that you are 8 plus out of like 10 every quarter, and you always delight the customers. And just in case if they have any feedback, you consider that, and then take a deep dive, do some root cause analysis if at all there are any issues, and then fix them up. You might want to nurture them through your newsletters on anything which is like newsworthy at your company's end. You might want to publish it. You might want to educate your client about it, and you might want to collect feedback from them on an eventual basis. Then comes emotional connect. So this is one of the crucial things that you've got to do, because it is all about building rapport and then building relationships, right? You might want to greet them on their anniversaries, on your client's anniversaries. You might want to give them some surprise gift. Why not? Why not to their if at all your client is into petting and all, you might want to probably give something to your client's pet. All right. And you might want to be proactive on flagging certain things. It need not have to be, I mean, like restricted to the service line that you are catering service to, or the product that you are catering service to it, but it could be anything. If you feel that there are some red flags that your client should be aware of, if you read through some article, it is like worth sharing. And then it is all about owning it up, right? So it is about process ownership. So you own it up and then you say, hey, Mr. Client, you know what? I came to know about this. I was just reading through this article, and then it has published something about your industry. You might love to read it through. All right. So that would really allow you to build a rapport with your client. All right. That would really allow you to connect with your client emotionally. Well, last but not least, you might want to run knowledge awareness programs out here. So it calls for subject matter expertise. So it is all about nurturing the client and keeping their bottom line in mind. So you might want to talk about the new technologies, your research publications that you do, and you might want to churn out some competitor surveillance reports, and then make sure that your client is on the top of their business, and you allow them in making informed decisions done. So the science is very simple out here. So you penetrate deep into your client's root, and then you enable them in getting their business objectives done. You grow along with them. As simple as it is. Well, that's pretty much about it, guys. So with that note, I would say if you really like this video, and then if you see value in it, I would request you to please share this with your friends, and then like this video, and then subscribe to our channel. Well, with that note, I want to thank you for your precious time. I really appreciate it. You have a wonderful time ahead. Goodbye.